What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today on a 2020 Kia Telluride. Sorry about that. It's right there. We're out in the wild and we are doing on location axle swap. So just to let you know, I did swap this axle out a couple weeks ago, and the new axle I got failed on us. So I got a pretty much like a factory one. It's comparable to a factory one. This right here, if you notice, doesn't have a rubber isolator on it either, but this one right here, it failed on us. It is making a lot of vibrations and stuff like that. We did get a new one. The new one has the isolator on it. I feel like it's a better company, I guess you could say, brand, whatever you want to call it, but we do have it. We're going to show you how we did it. Got it jacked up, jack stand, got the jack underneath it. Double safety measures, people. Also, way you're going to do this is first, I always take nut off first just to make sure it comes off, moves in and out freely. Also, you can hear this thing. How much movement that thing's got? It's got a whole lot of movement. It shouldn't. So, got the tire off. First thing I'm going to do is pop this nut off. I don't have my tripod with me, so you might get moved around a little bit. Like I'm saying, 32 right there. Leg nuts are a 21 for anybody wondering. And beware of headphone users. So this was the new axle. So we don't have to worry about that. Next, I'm going to take this brake hose piece off along with that one, because I had to give you a lot of movement. 12. You can pull that up, move it out of the way. This is going to come back some. Go ahead and pull that one off too, give you some more pull room, because you don't want to break any of your sensors. But let me get my 12 and zip those off. Like I was saying, 12. Set these down. That one down, and that is a shorty, so keep that one in mind. All right, everything is a bit more free. Go ahead and take this cotter pin right here out. All right, now, next thing I'm gonna do, this nut and bolt, that nut and bolt, tie rod in. Get a hammer, hit it, should fall out. I believe that one was a, I think that one's a 17. Nope. Nineteen. I think that's a 24, if I remember correctly. But so have to try to get that out. I do have a 24. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's a 24. So, let me zip this one off real quick. I'm gonna pull it up just enough to where it's still on the thread, so when I hit it, it just falls down, and then I can thread it the rest of the way off. Right, got these out. This right here did turn sideways on me, so keep that in mind. If you want to, you can pull this off too. Really just depends on you. I do have the jack under it. I'll probably let it down a little bit just because it will allow it to come down a little bit more. And yeah, I think this right here has some play in it, so we can twist it back around. But we'll get to that whenever we go to put it all back on. Not a big deal. I keep burping, don't know why. But You can see I got it where I can get to it a lot easier. So just fell down. Now this one does have a washer under it. Don't know if that's a key thing. This is the first time I've ever seen somebody do that. Don't drop it like I did. But you can see this, it's moving on me because I'm pulling it. But now we got a lot of room. We can pull the axle out. We should be able to pull it right out. But see if I can set y'all up. See how good that does. You can kind of see why I loosened everything, because it does move really far back. Get out of here. Alright. There's that. And like I said, it's not pulling on anything. Make sure you reroute your brake line the right way. We can get that back in, no problem. Now we'll have to go underneath, and I'm gonna try to do it with a pry bar. I just pop it out. I don't know how well you'll see this, but I got a pry bar. Pop it out, see if I can get in there and do that. If not, when I do have a striking one, you can see, get behind it, hit on the bottom end of it, and hit it towards the outside, and it should break it loose. That's how I had to do it the first time, but I was on a car lift whenever I did that. So let me see if I can get it. All right, I got it underneath there, and we just pop the axle out. This is our axle. I can get it to go back in the housing. It come out, probably spun a little bit, but you see there's little marks right there. That's where I used a hammer and the pry bar and hit it, and it popped right out. So, all right, here is the new one right here. Here is the one I took out. It's longer just because it's extended out of the housing portion. And if you look, you see we got notches cut in. That one right here, or that doesn't. This one has a rubber isolator. This one don't. So we're going to be returning this one, getting our money back, and putting this one in. Everything else looks about the same. I mean, this axle portion right here, I mean, even this right here looks longer. I mean, this is odd. So, but we'll see. We'll see how it does. Like I said, we got this one off of Amazon. I will put a link to it. Like I said, I like the fact that it has that, and it does have that notch, like those balance notches machined into them. It seems like that right there, that looks factory, I'll be honest. All right, let me slide this back up in here. I'll bring y'all back, set y'all up and stuff like that. This one was way harder to get out. Ended up taking the sway bar, to get in. Ended up taking the sway bar off and took the strut out. 17 millimeter. And then up here, 3/14s. And strut comes right out. I know it's a little bit more work, but I'll be honest, it made it a whole lot easier. That was the only way I was able to get this axle actually to seat up in there, but it is all the way up in there now. Hear that loud, like metallic sound, and that's how you know it's in there all the way. And I even climbed underneath there, made sure that it was seated back all the way on there. So a little bit tighter going in, which I kind of like, because that one did have a lot of play in it. I feel like the splines on that one were way too loose. So now let me button all this up. Main thing to remember, this goes around the front. Don't forget that. I did take that out to give me a little bit more room. It's just 10mm, and it pulled right out. I know if you're in the north, those speed sensors just don't pull out. But let me get this all put back in there, and I'll kind of go over torque specs with y'all. This actual nut torques to a lot. It's 272 foot-pounds is what I read on all data. That's why I torqued it to the first time, and it was a little sketchy. I just stuck a screwdriver, a hefty one, the biggest one I could inside of there, that it rests up against the caliper bracket, and use a torque wrench. If you don't have anything like that, I don't know if the center cap should pop out on this. Yeah. So pop this center cap out, put the tire back on the ground, and then torque it. And then I know you have to jack it back up and stake it and all that stuff, but hey, at least you know it's on there. So let me go ahead and button this up real quick for y'all. If I run into anything a little tricky to get this sway bar back in the strut, it's going to be a little tricky. Get your long pry bar, stick it on top of it, go up against the frame like down there, and just pry down. See how much room that can move, and you can guide this in there as you're doing it. Just a little tip and trick. I might show you me putting that on for y'all. So alright, so we got it all back together, and forgot to show me torquing it. Somebody came up and talked to me, so I kind of got distracted. But I'll go over torque specs now. That's 52. These are 97 on the strut to knuckle. Axle 262. The tie rod right there, that was 72. Then the strut bolts up here, if you took them off, those right there torqued to 48. So, and I think that should be all the torque specs. I mean, you got these right here, you can just run them down. It ain't like super critical. Make sure you put this back in. I got my wheel speed sensor back in, and that is it. All I gotta do is throw the tire on it. And tires on these torque to I forgot what it was. I think it's around like 90 or 95 if I remember correctly. I'm gonna look it up again. I'll put it in the description. But this is pretty much putting an axle in. Normally you don't have to take the struts out, but this right here was really tough. So I mean, I'm kind of glad that it went like this, so I can kind of show you that, hey, sometimes stuff happens and it don't go the way you planned. And I know the road is loud because I'm right beside it. Sorry about that. But like I said, that's everything. If you have a quicker way of doing it, it is kind of recommended after you take the knuckle off. I was waiting for that truck to go by. Take the knuckle off to kind of get an alignment check on it just to be sure. But that's up to you if you want to do that. But like I said, this has been, it only costs for an hour of labor to do these. I can see why. It's not super hard to do it. Just need a few tools. But if you got anything you need, hit me up on Instagram and through the comments. I'll get to it as quick as possible. And again, thank you for everything. We are getting close to that 10,000 mark, people. Wouldn't mind hitting that pretty soon. We'll be doing that giveaway. But again, thank y'all for everything. Like, subscribe, notification bell. I'm going to put affiliate links down on the bottom. That helps out the channel as well. And again, y'all have a great day, and torque is tight.